Welcome back, brothers and sisters. Tim, Braden, Second Legacy, you are amazing, and thank you for showing up. We have got to talk about something that you need to spread to every one of your friends, because this is how we win this fight. Spreading information that we already know, but they may not. Because we're about to walk through some clips from Kamala Harris, where she has said such an amazing solution for the gun violence epidemic is just to compile a list of the gun owners and then some police to those lists after you combine those lists into one master list. And if you think I'm making that up, Tim and I are about to walk through the entire thing in a clip from her. Oh, you can't make this stuff up, guys. Everything will be linked. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on, humor, sarcasm, and let's get going, Tim. You ready for some Kamala?
I am never ready for Kamala. I just want to say that it's really important I talk right now because in society we talk, and when we talk, we make noise, and that noise that we're talking about is the talking that's really important for us to talk about.
So you did see her on the tarmac, where the importance of diplomacy was so important. You saw that one.
Dude, she is the queen of. This is why for the last 15 days she hasn't been seen in public without a teleprompter.
100%.
Because
they're doing the Biden strategy.
Yeah, if they can't control
same advisors. Yeah. Same campaign, same stupid.
If they cannot control every single word that comes out of her stupid mouth, they're not going to let her out in public. So they're going to keep her on script. They're only going to let her show up with a teleprompter, and the debates are going to be epic. So.
Oh yeah, no, I completely agree. Anyway. And you know the Kamala crash is undergoing right now. That's what I've heard on Twitter.
Yeah, the Kamala
crash.
That sound you hear right now is your investments going out the window, folks.
yeah, that's true. But hey, 4 more years because Kamala, yay!
Yeah, nothing like global war and stock market crashes and outrageous cost of living, and
it doesn't feel at all like 1934.
We're so much better off 4 years later than we were just 4 years ago. Yeah. I mean, it's amazing. All this, the most amazing president. They're talking about putting Biden on Mount Rushmore now.
That's what Pelosi said.
I mean, the biggest idiot that's not even with us anymore. They want to put. I mean, this is the propaganda machine, folks. I fully expect them to do it. And keep in mind, these are the same people that are half of the parties out there saying, give the land back. And then Pelosi stands up like, no, wait, don't give that land back. We got to put Biden's face up there. That should make the Native Americans happy. I mean, it's just.
Dude.
Wow.
Oh, God. It's so the times we live in, man. I'm glad you guys are here to go through this with us because I don't know if we can make it.
So easy to get off on the rumble strip with these people because they do so much stupid on a daily basis.
No, but dude, it's so much. But that brings the personality. It lets us really vent out and bring the people in. By the way, speaking of the Mount Rushmore thing, did you see that some of the Twitter users are putting out memes where it's got all 4 of the guys on Rushmore and then Biden's head's on the right, but it's backwards like he's walking away so he sees the back of his head. Oh,
I don't want to do that. If they do it, they have to use that picture of him where he's like,
he's like, yeah, he's like the one that dominates all the thumbnails.
Yeah.
Well,
all right.
Enough of him. Let's talk about his protege.
Yeah.
His successor. Oh,
the most unpopular VP in American history
until 2 weeks ago, and then she became the most bestest.
Now she's the most popular Democrat candidate ever in American history.
I mean, she's literally Hillary Clinton. Please, who's that? I was with her, but now I'm with her. I got a clip here. We're going to talk about gun control, Tim.
It's a magazine.
Gun control desires. I know. What? Get out of here. This clip's from August 2019 when she ran for president the first time. When she had 0 votes then, too. It's like a consistent
when she dropped
theme
out after the
Kamala
first
Harris.
debate because she got smoked.
Yes, that one.
By a bunch of
and when
no-names.
she got destroyed by Tulsi Gabbard and she didn't beat Andrew Yang. Yeah, that's then.
Andrew Yang.
That guy.
Mr. $1,000
I'm going to...
cost of living.
UBI, the basic income.
Yeah, basic income.
I'm going to play this and we're going to stop it after a certain point. But listen to what she wants to do about guns. This is the solution.
Not one candidate who has very similar plans to what you have when it comes to guns never really seems to talk about the process of perhaps banning certain guns. Does it involve law enforcement essentially going to people's houses looking for specific banned guns? Does it involve perhaps creating a database of people who are legal gun owners? I mean, what kind of process are we talking about here?
Well, first of all, as a point of distinction, I believe I'm the only one who has said that she will take executive action. So mine is not just a plan with some plan for legislation. I'm actually prepared to take executive action to put in place rules that improve this situation. I also have, as part of my background and experience, working on this issue when I was Attorney General. And we put resources into allowing law enforcement to actually knock on the doors of people who were on two lists. A list where they had been found by a court to be a danger to themselves and others, and were on a list where they were precluded and prohibited from owning a gun because of a conviction that prohibited that ownership. And those lists were combined, and then we sent law enforcement out to take those guns. Because, listen, we have to deal with this on all levels. But we have to do this with...
Wow. So basically she's saying, I want registration, and then we're just going to, we're going to set resources aside through executive action. I mean, seriously?
Yeah. Who doesn't?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the great way to do it.
That's not illegal. I mean, the Supreme Court hasn't recently spoke on that, have they?
Right.
And so you're going to use executive action, create a database. And then she's talking about, well, when I was attorney general, we had these convicted felons. So we had them on one list, and we had this other list of people that aren't supposed to have firearms. Now, what you meant to say is I have a list of people that own firearms. And we put these two lists together. Boy, she was trying to be so careful there, wasn't she? And then we put these two lists together. We just went around knocking on doors and took your guns away. And so we're going to use the same thing to just take away guns from regular gun owners. That's what she's implying here, right? She wants to use the same scheme that she used in California as the attorney
100%.
general, combining lists that shouldn't exist to begin with. And then she's saying, well, I have experience doing this. And of course, what I'm going to do is just go and do it through executive action. I'm not going to rely on the legislature. Who the does that in a democracy? Right? I'm going to do it myself. I got a pin over here.
But you know what's fascinating about that? And you just hit on it a little bit. She doesn't have word salads when she gets on something that she's truly has a conviction of. Like, for example, on abortion, whenever she's talking about abortion, she doesn't have word salads. Word salads don't come. When she's talking about gun control and taking guns from people and knocking on their doors and police and list, there are no word salads. So it's fascinating that the things that she's saying are now something she doesn't support, or the very few topics that she can actually speak on where she's not having a word salad event. And this is obviously her conviction. She truly is leaning on this as her, quote, experience.
Yeah.
Like, we're at a point in our time right now in our politics, Tim, where the experience for one of the main presidential candidates for guns is, well, I compiled a list and then I got resources and sent police after those people on that list after I combined them, and then we took those guns because we got to do something. That's being touted as, that's good experience.
Yeah.
Sweet Lord.
Yeah. And she's saying it this election cycle too. I mean, she's been consistent in this, folks. She definitely wants to create a database. She wants your name on the database if you're a gun owner, and then she wants to allocate resources through executive action to come take your rights and property away from you.
But what could go wrong?
Yeah, that should play out well.
What? Yeah, it should be good.
I can't
it should
wait to
play
see the
well.
types that volunteer for that duty.
Dude,
are they going to send in the unarmed park rangers? That was a great idea the last time.
The Yogi Bears. Yeah. I think that might be it.
My God, these people
I would
are
agree,
idiots.
Tim. I would agree, but it's so crazy, man. I want to talk about something that was personal experience now on this.
You didn't sleep with her too, did you?
No.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Only the sweet little image that I put on my nightstand. Just, when I'm like, Kamala, it's your time. Just kidding, by the way. If anyone's like, oh my God, I knew it. Yeah, nah. So here's something that happened to me that was fascinating. I want to get your take on this. So I had a viewer, and they're gonna remain nameless, and they left a comment that said, I misrepresented what was just played in that, because I covered this on my channel, as she was doing something that was illegal. And the user said, that was perfectly legal in the state of California, so I shouldn't mislead people and be upset about it. And I said, and so my retort was, and this is where I want to get your opinion on it. My retort was, so they passed an unconstitutional law, which is red flag laws, which ignore due process completely, which basically takes something that's yours, guilty without being proven guilty, right. Prove your innocence later. And your argument is because they passed the law, it's therefore law, so therefore she's okay.
Yeah. If they pass a law tomorrow saying the state has the right to execute you.
Exactly. That was exactly my point.
Logan's Run.
Or Jesus.
Right. then it's just a law. I mean, come on. It was legal. They said they could kill. They passed the law so they could kill you at 33. I mean.
But the crazy part, that mindset, I was like, I can't understand that. And I'm not bashing the person. Everyone can have their own mindsets. But I'm saying, like, that doesn't make sense to me. So like to your point, so they can take all of they can basically do asset forfeiture but because it's legal, it's perfectly fine, even though it violates the Constitution.
It's the law.
Which is the
They can
supreme
just show
law
up to your house and take all your money and property.
It really, that one kind of boggled me a little bit.
Yeah, well, there are people out there that want to be governed harder, Daddy, and just pass a law. They're like, hey, I don't want to be killed by the state. We just passed a law. Oh, okay, go ahead. I mean, they're just people that think that way. It's like, oh, it's for the greater good. Let's just go ahead and go ahead and kill me. I'm good with that now. There's a law.
Yeah. I wanted to throw that example out there. I was perplexed a little bit. No hard feelings on it. I was just very curious.
Well, that's how we find ourselves in the current state that we're in, is people not thinking things through clearly, or just not thinking at all.
I don't think you're wrong. I don't think you're wrong. So now let's go to the second part of this clip. Dr. Slides, let's wrap it.
The sense of urgency, and we have to act. Enough with the talk. And again, I really have to stress, lawful gun ownership, that is one thing. We're talking about something else. And we have to stop conflating and blending all these issues, because they are separate and they are different. And the bottom line is this: our children should not be in fear of going to a community festival or going to school or going with their parents shopping on a Saturday afternoon, and in fear that there's going to be some mass shooters shooting up the place. And let's talk about assault weapons for a moment. Assault weapons are weapons of war. Be clear about this. Assault weapons are designed to kill a lot of people quickly. There is no reason that they should exist on the streets.
Wow, where do you start with that one? So,
there's a few in there that you're going to love.
Yeah, I mean, so we're conflating issues. So, she says she's all in favor of legal gun ownership. Well, what's legal gun ownership, sweetheart? Because you're saying you want to take the guns away and confiscate firearms. So, where's this line between legal and illegal? She wants them all illegal. So, and then we're conflating issues. That's just word salad stuff right there. That's just her talking in circles. She said a whole lot of nothing there until she got to assault weapons. And then it's
manipulation. Yeah.
Then she just trotted out the old line of the left. It's like, these are weapons of war. Well, you know what? Yeah. So was 1903 Springfield. So was a Brown Bess muzzle loader.
It's true.
Let me do my Kamala Harris here. So muzzle loaders are called muzzle loaders because at the muzzle you load them. That's the muzzle and the loader. And so you take your loader and you put it in your muzzle, and then you have the muzzle loader. See? She's an idiot. And so she talks in circles, gets to the assault weapons and weapons of war. And I mean, it's the same old shtick. Basically what they're trying to say is, folks, you can't have a modern rifle that loads itself. We might allow you to have those Brown Bess muzzle loaders from, the 1800s, but maybe.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
You never know until there's an incident where something
then
goes
that
wrong,
weapon of war will be banned too.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, I think you picked up on the big point that I wanted to hit in there as well. The conflation of issues, Tim, because they never conflate issues.
That's all she's doing there is conflating things.
Event.
Yeah,
I know.
And talking
that's the irony. That's the irony. When there's a shooting or there's some sort of tragic event or there's crime or there's just everyday crime that happens inside cities, that blaming all of that on gun owners, that's not conflating the issue. But when you talk about the Second Amendment and non-infringement on the rights, while you are literally talking about sending the police to take your guns, that's conflating the issue.
Yeah,
I swear, dude, it's so bad, man.
We haven't watched the whole video, I don't think, yet. But, one thing she suspiciously leaves out of discussion yet again. Dealing with crime and criminals.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about inanimate objects and blaming them for the ills of society. They don't want to talk about the people that are killing people over tennis shoes and $2. That's not important to them. Trying to figure out the root causes of violence and stopping the violence and dealing with the criminal elements. Nope. The solution to all this, folks, is taking law-abiding gun owners away. That'll fix it.
Obviously.
Coupled with a tax. Taxes on the left fix everything. Global warming, we're going to levy a carbon tax. Fixed. I mean, they're idiots.
Done. It's so magical. You know what else is going on, which is really fascinating right now? There's this country called the UK that's tearing itself in half right now, and they literally have roving bands of groups of people where one group has freaking swords and ceremonial long-bladed knives, which are illegal in the UK, and the other group has fireworks, baseball bats, and bottles.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, you're going to be able to use whatever you want as a weapon.
So I pointed that out. There's little pictures of people holding metal-bladed knives, and I posted like, "Oh, those gun laws, those anti-knife laws are working great in England."
Yeah,
and one of the commenters jumps in, and it's like, "Well, those are not real knives. That's a metal blade. It doesn't have to be."
Those are absolutely real
ever
knives.
Seen a bayonet? They're not sharpened. All it takes is a little bit of semi-pointy metal, and you can really hurt somebody. Whether it's
I'm gonna find out what it's called right now.
Not, but they're trying to make all these excuses. And the other
there we go. It's called Jambia. That's what it's called, a Jambia.
And the other funny thing I saw was a video this morning of police telling people with knives and swords to take those weapons to their mosque and turn them in. That should work. Hey, we know you're out here to cause violence, and we know these two sides are fighting. Hey, you over there with the knives and swords that are banned, can you just take those to? We're not going to take them from you. Just turn them in at your local mosque. It's like, you can't make this craziness up, dude. It just
no, dude. You cannot. You can't.
Aren't they going to tell the other side, hey, take your bats and your bottles and any other weapons you have and turn them in at your local church? That wasn't said.
No, you know what they told the other side, right? They said you guys are the right-wing thugs who are attacking the mean people who are stabbing people.
Stabbing people, raping people. Yeah.
I mean, like, God, dude. Like, well, the right-wingers are reacting.
And look, I'm not
so
justifying the violence on either side, folks. Both sides are fighting over this. And the whole reason they're fighting is because a leftist regime in the UK has done nothing to deal with the crime. Just like here in the United States, where we blame inanimate objects. Well, they're over there not dealing with the crime, and they're just... it's burning down around us because of leftist ideologies.
Yes, it is.
100%. And nobody's going, what's the root cause of all this craziness?
No, because root causes are mean, and they make you feel
it's
bad.
White privilege and Christians that are at fault here, folks.
It's not the buckets of white privilege again.
And they need to tell that other group to take their weapons to the local church and turn them in. If the other group can turn their weapons in at the mosque and not get any trouble.
Seems to make sense to me, Tim. But that's what we got going on.
Is that it?
That's it. That's what I got for. That's it. Kamala Harris. On record. No big deal.
I thought there was more to her video.
No, that's it.
Well, darn it. Here I was thinking there was more.
Confiscation.
Yeah. Well, that was fun enough. I mean, thanks for sparing me any more torture this morning. All right, folks.
I got you, boo.
Thanks for watching Second Legacy. We'll talk to you guys soon.